Welcome to Lillian's Test Kitchen. My name is Lillian and I make grain-free, dairy-free, cane sugar-free, and soy-free recipes for the very first time on camera. And today Annie and I are talking about sugar addiction.
We can be addicted to anything, and we can also have positive addictions. With sugar addictions, I find that it's related to a couple specific things. One, not feeling like we can have pleasure in our lives or not knowing how to get pleasure that works for us.
I've been talking to some other people and it seems like for everyone they feel like they're just going from one sugar craving to the next, like one craving to the next, and they're feeling kind of hounded by this craving, which is a feeling that I used to have all the time, particularly when I thought that my cravings were bad and not really feeling like I could or was allowed to satisfy them. And then I had that experience where once I started making food for myself in the way that I do now, grain-free, dairy-free, cane sugar-free, and soy-free, and I had this like maybe 2 months where I made myself banana pancakes like multiple times a day. Like no matter what time it was, I just made myself banana pancakes and I ate them. Like whenever I was like, I want banana pancakes and I'm gonna make them for myself. And it was like this very empowering thing. And that I think was really helpful for me in sort of healing that feeling like I couldn't get what I wanted.
Well, and I think that you hit it right on the head there when you feel like you can't have what you want.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that that's a subtle message in a lot of aspects of our culture and of life, that you can't have everything you want. I'm sure you've also had the experience of satisfying a craving or satisfying a desire, I'll say. And I think those are two very different things, that a desire becomes a craving when you don't meet it. And so then it does become sort of this like grasping thing that you feel like is just like chasing you, like you said. And instead of running from it, if you stop and turn around and face it, and notice what do I really want here?
Yeah.
What is it that I feel like I can't have?
Yeah.
And let yourself have it, it releases all of that. There's a particular model of therapy that I really like called acceptance and commitment therapy, and they use a lot of metaphors. But there's one of feeling like you are standing over on one side of a pit, playing tug of war with this monster on the other side of the pit. And I think this is kind of what a lot of cravings feel like. I think this is also what a lot of like mental health issues feel like, depression and anxiety, that there's this monster on the other side of the pit and I just have to keep pulling. I have to win. That if I don't keep pulling, it's going to pull me into this pit. But along with that, we don't realize you also have the option to let go of the rope. And
that made me so happy. I'm like, oh.
I think it's an option we don't consider. We feel like I have to win instead of I don't have to be involved in this game at all. I can let it be over there, that monster, whatever it is, and I don't have to try and fight with it. So anytime, for me too, anytime I feel like a craving or a resistance or an attachment to something, to me it's a sign that there's something I want that I don't feel like I can have. And so I'll let myself, and it's always beyond our consciousness. It's not like I'm conscious I want it and don't feel like I can have it. It's the total opposite. And that as soon as I become conscious of what it is that I want, then I can give it to myself. And so that's part of that. I think willpower, feeling chased, it's not that you know you want something. It's not like you're like, oh, I know I really want that and I don't feel like I can have it. Because underlying it's like, you could eat 1,000 gummy bears, but ultimately, is that really what you want? Or what would be even more satisfying? It definitely is about checking in with what you want right now, and that sometimes it's going to be one thing and sometimes it's going to be another thing.
It's kind of just about taking the time like the image I keep getting is like you have to let go of the rope just so you can just pause for a second and just like look around you and just see where you really are, as opposed to like where you are in your head.
Definitely.
You know? I mean, for me, and I keep thinking about this experience I had eating banana pancakes for 2 months, but because it was, I think, my first time giving myself what I wanted on a consistent basis and not feeling bad about it, because it didn't make me sick. So it was like a really great practice for me to, and that's what I think it was. I don't think it was really about the pancakes, but it was just good practice, and having a desire for something and then being like, oh, I can meet that desire, and I feel great afterwards. Moving on, as opposed to having a desire or feeling like I can't give it to myself. Well, I don't know how to give it to myself, so I have to go out and find it somewhere else because I didn't know how to make my own food. And then it became this whole mishigas, and then it became something I wanted that I couldn't have, and then it became this thing.
And I think that's really common for people who have food sensitivities. It's like there's no predictability about what they can eat that's really going to feel good. That it's like, so part of that was, I'm sure, that empowering of like, I know that I can eat banana pancakes and they're going to be tasty and I'm going to feel good. And so it's like your body just wanted that reminder of like, oh yeah, this is for real. This is really happening. And
this is not a joke. This is not a drill. This is a real thing, people.
And then now it's a reality for you. You don't have to remind yourself of that anymore.
I don't. It's really a relief. It's a complete relief. I'm unbelievably grateful for all of it.